Welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we're going to do something a little different. As a nutritionist, I look at the human body through the lens of raw materials and biological environments. Today, we're breaking down the true biological science behind muscle growth. We're going to move right past the fitness industry myths, all that flashy marketing, and the bro science to reveal the actual hormonal foundations and dietary tools your body genuinely needs to build muscle. Seriously, you can finally put down those questionable neon pre-workout powders.
Okay, let's dive right into our 5-phase clinical blueprint. We'll cover the hormone-muscle connection, hidden blockers, the top 3 supplements, the ultimate muscle food, and finally mastering recovery.
Starting things off with Phase 1, the hormone-muscle connection. To truly grasp how muscle is built, we really have to understand that while lifting weights provides the necessary mechanical stress, the demand on the tissue, that's honestly just the starting point. The actual construction of new muscle relies entirely on a perfect hormonal environment. Biologically speaking, you absolutely must consume dietary fat and cholesterol. Now I know, cholesterol gets a bad rap, but it's literally the fundamental building block your body uses to produce testosterone. And testosterone is the master hormone. It is essential for unlocking muscle size and strength. Without the raw materials of fat and cholesterol, you simply cannot produce the hormones required to adapt to your workouts. So when people tell you to avoid whole eggs or red meat, they are fundamentally misunderstanding your body's need for these crucial raw materials.
But there's another side to this hormonal coin. On the flip side of testosterone is a sort of biological villain in our story, and it's called myostatin. Myostatin is a naturally occurring protein whose entire job is to actively inhibit your muscle growth and limit your size. Crazy, right? Well, your body is incredibly efficient, and carrying around excess muscle requires a lot of energy. So myostatin acts like a brake pedal, keeping you from getting too big. A massive part of our nutritional blueprint is figuring out exactly how to lift off that brake pedal.
Which brings us perfectly to Phase 2, the hidden muscle-building blockers.
Now that we know the basic hormonal mechanics, we've got to address the frustrating barriers that actively block this biological process. If you're plateauing in the gym, it's highly likely due to one of these blockers. First up, incomplete amino acids, like those heavily marketed BCAA supplements. Taking just 3 amino acids is like trying to build a whole house with only a hammer. It just spikes your blood glucose and leaves you frustrated. Next, relying on herbs like tribulus and fenugreek. Sure, they might bump testosterone a tiny fraction, but not nearly enough to see any real change in muscle mass. Then there's the absolute killer, crushing your hormones with a low-fat or low-cholesterol diet, or taking statins which block cholesterol entirely. Remember what we just talked about? No cholesterol means your testosterone tanks.
What's really fascinating here metabolically is that if you're snacking all day long and eating a high-carbohydrate diet, you're chronically spiking your blood sugar and inducing insulin resistance. In the clinical world, insulin resistance serves as a massive biological roadblock to your own success. It completely disrupts the way your body partitions nutrients, meaning your hard-earned protein just isn't getting to the muscles efficiently.
And this brilliantly illustrates the delicate balance we're trying to strike here. When we compare an ideal muscle-building state to an aging or overtrained body, the contrast is stark. In a state of overtraining, you trigger a disastrous hormonal shift. Cortisol, your stress hormone, massively spikes, and your testosterone completely tanks. This combination is toxic for muscle growth. It directly causes muscle loss, gives you intense brain fog, and ramps up your appetite, making you crave all the wrong foods. Essentially, overtraining means your body is literally eating its own muscle tissue rather than building it. No way we want that.
All right, let's move right into Phase 3, the top 3 supplements. Having cleared out all those myths and blockers, we have to ask the critical question. With so much absolute garbage and flashy marketing hype out there on the supplement market, what actually works biologically to enhance the mechanical stress of your workouts and feed that hormonal environment?
Well, the #1 scientifically backed supplement is creatine monohydrate. Creatine is naturally found in red meat, but supplementing it is incredibly powerful. The crucial point here is that it increases ATP, which is the actual energetic currency of your cells, giving you way more energy while you work out. It also drives hydration straight into the muscle and directly increases the mass and size of the muscle by enhancing the stimulus. In practical terms, this is what gives you the sheer power to push out those crucial last 2 reps that actually force adaptation.
#2 on our list is whey protein powder. Why whey? Well, because to truly stimulate muscle development, you need a complete amino acid profile. And more importantly, a really high amount of a specific amino acid called leucine. Whey protein provides exactly that. Just 1 single scoop a day gives you the crucial threshold of leucine required to flip the biological switch and trigger muscle growth.
Seriously, you don't need to overcomplicate it. Once a day is highly effective.
And number 3 is zinc. Now this is one that surprises a lot of people. Zinc is a vital mineral, and the science shows that even a mild deficiency results in a lowered production of testosterone. Since testosterone is absolutely essential for muscle size and strength, especially as we age and our natural levels naturally start to dip, protecting your zinc levels is absolutely paramount. Without it, you are silently robbing yourself of your own strength. Let's keep this momentum going with Phase 4, the ultimate muscle food.
Look, supplements are fantastic, but they're just that, supplements. They're just accessories to the main event. We need to anchor this whole blueprint with the ultimate foundational whole food. When I look at the science of muscle from a nutritional standpoint, the simplest, most elegant rule of thumb is this: if we are trying to build muscle, we want to eat muscle.
Grass-fed red meat sits at the absolute top of the list. While eggs and salmon are also great, grass-fed red meat is biologically packed with literally everything we just discussed. It naturally contains high levels of creatine, it has complete amino acids, including that crucial leucine, it's loaded with zinc and B12, it contains carnosine, which aids in overall performance, and crucially, it contains the dietary fat to act as the raw building block for your testosterone. It isn't just protein, it's practically nature's ultimate muscle-building multivitamin.
Finally, we reach Phase 5, recovery. We're talking sleep, sun, and stress.
Let's see how this builds our final defense. We absolutely have to protect those gains, because remember, your muscles do not grow in the gym while you're lifting. They grow when you rest. To combat that muscle-blocking protein we defined earlier, myostatin, science shows we have 3 proven tools to actively suppress it. Method 1, heavy resistance training itself inhibits the protein. Method 2, we already know creatine builds ATP, but it also actively decreases myostatin. And method 3, vitamin D. Getting plenty of sun on your skin increases vitamin D, which also directly decreases that muscle-limiting protein. It's all connected.
And of course, literally none of this matters without sleep. Sleep is the primary biological window where all of this muscle growth actually happens. Missing out on rest is a fatal flaw in your blueprint. If you struggle here, taking magnesium, specifically magnesium glycinate, can dramatically improve your sleep quality. And as a wonderful biological bonus, magnesium is essential in making the ATP energy that actually feeds your muscles. It's just a massive win-win for recovery.
As we wrap up this explainer today, I really want to leave you with a clinical question to evaluate your own routine. Are your daily habits, your diet, and your recovery tactics actually constructing the ultimate hormonal blueprint for growth? Or, by buying into low-fat myths and skimping on sleep, are you secretly building the very biological barriers keeping you from your goals? Take a look at your routine this week. Align your habits with the true science of muscle, and I'll see you next time.